According to the Mental Health Authority, in 2017, it was estimated that about 4 million Ghanaians, out of the estimated population of 28 million at the time, were suffering from mild to severe mental illness. Rebecca is one of those. She's lived on the streets of Adenta for many days. She doesn't know what she does every day. She doesn't know who got her pregnant or that she's even pregnant. In this documentary, I tell you a story about Rebecca, whose story represents the major lapses in the social welfare system in Ghana and the deficiencies in the care for people with mental illness. My name is Nancy Emefa Juadosi. Inside the Pantine Hospital are stories of people who have had different experiences in life, some of which have cost them the sanity of their thoughts. Rebecca was brought here by neighbors and some officials of the Adenta Municipal Assembly after she was found in labor somewhere on the streets of Adenta. Precious Afiadido is one of the neighbors.
First one of phone or do you call Boda? Then you may fall a moment if you could clap Bodas in the fake. Akayo, you can't a food and general men full of doing. On your leg time. Obey a full of dugam, never me join me, called Jam Vacot taxi. And you call you.
Rebecca does not seem to realize that she has been pregnant for 9 months. She obviously has not received any medical care throughout the full term of pregnancy. She was brought to the Pantine Hospital on the 15th of April 2019. She has given birth today. It's a boy. Rebecca thinks she is 63 years old.
Kadi.
Rebecca Adi.
Kadi.
Kadi. Is spelling the same?
Kadi. K-A-D-I.
K-A-D-I. Now first name is Rebecca.
That's friends. Friends,
What do you feel saying?
She said the 63 years.
63?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Because who wants a 63? We are a strong woman. And I was 36. She should be breastfeeding by now. Her child is just 2 days old. But health workers here cannot take that risk of allowing Rebecca to hold her own son. According to the coordinator of the psychiatrist and clinical unit of Pantine Hospital, Dr. Levina Jima, this practice is not the best, but the current state of the mental health institutions is making it difficult to meet world standards.
In the ideal sense, in some countries like Australia and some advanced countries, they have a setup where they are able to accommodate mother and baby in the same place. So like a home. So mother is in a suite, baby has a cot. There's a caregiver for mother, there's a caregiver for baby. So as mother is getting treatment, their baby is with mother under supervision to ensure that we don't take baby away from mother, to ensure that there's bonding from the onset. So in the ideal sense, we should not. And sometimes it's heartbreaking to take baby away from mother just to ensure that baby is safe.
In Rebecca's case, that's going to happen?
That's what actually happened, because we don't have a facility where we could have accommodated them in one place. So mother had to be taken away from baby. Baby was cared in a separate unit. Mother was cared for in a separate unit. Sometimes we bring them together, but under supervision, and then we have to separate them again.
Rebecca appears confused, but she realizes that she has a child now.
Yeah, but me taking my time. I met me at him no fear. Me chain. I met me at him no fear. I mean, conquer me chima, me de me at chima. My son, my casa, ni bibi epi. I met me so much.
She may be lost in her thoughts, but she knows where she is, and she hates being here.
I didn't say because I'm going to say
I know so calm.
how.
Sometimes smells and things.
It worries you.
And I'm afraid say they are all here we are betting at and they behave like that too. Now I was so near my dear goose, so now I am near my. So they behave like or behave no pen no the bell. But I'm so anytime baby no me. Now my say, and you're fine.
Now the way I'm behaving, what behavior is that? Aggressive,
No, never behave like this before.
Suddenly, she begins to reflect on the terrible things that have happened to her in this life. She can no longer push back her tears.
I'm a doctor.
Doctor, I didn't see her.
I'm not sure.
Now, a Germany of Fake can answer them.
Dabbit, I'm paying because school on my head.
And you could see in Pimpin Sobbing.
McCoy could do class 5 going to class 6 and bam, the twat was so different schools. And I'm trying to call was so hard and was Form 1 and also going to Form 2 Nana Medjaya. I did if it's a color Birmingham. Baby, I see.
But what I call I saw your mom pay a mother. Sorry.
Being with her son was her topmost priority. As she says, she is ready to give her baby the best of care, even in her current state. After tears rolled down her cheeks, the doctors decided to, at this point, allow Rebecca to see her baby. Gradually, we walked to Block 3, where the little baby was being catered for by nurses. The smile on Rebecca's face when she finally held her baby was priceless. The feeling of motherhood. After close to 30 minutes of holding her baby, she picks up the baby's food and clothes and tells the nurses she's going home.
They are born from where you mean. That's not even fair.
Okay, Munji Kino, there's a Kennedy town. Mimi Kino, Munji Kino, I'm looking out.
From a Casaka, Sassy. And your person lies. Now, point.
This development got the social worker Daniel very angry.
I don't know, that's on your why? What did I say? Your basse, yes, me up on medical. But I said, yeah, we are made with Balma. Oh, my, Danny, I don't see brown with the man. Oh, they are trying, a woman we are now there, Franco. Why?
Yes, I was angry because I didn't understand her until I realized at the point that it was bonding, an issue of bonding, you know. So I had to calm down because if I want to, do, it won't work. So finally, we had to convince her that she's going home, and then there's the money she'll be using for her transport and all of that before she was calm.
The nurses and the social worker, after almost an hour, tried to convince her that her family was coming for her. But little did Rebecca know that the family had no intentions of having neither her nor the baby.
According to the family, they were not willing to, they were not willing to have anything doing with Rebecca because they've been through a lot. They wanted to come and sign any document that will permit, the baby being given out to a good Samaritan, but upon, several, talks here and there, they finally accepted that the baby will go to a nearby orphanage home with the consent of Adenta, whilst Rebecca herself will still be on the ward.
Rebecca's aunt, who we choose to call Essie, says her family is not financially capable of taking care of the baby.
Your friend me ba pantan ha. Tom de no be 2 menim. Say baby no was say be fa no. Me kan me so me baba akwa wo baby 2 months. Enti na me to me hwe o me enu neti. Me say sa dia. An kan yan fa no ko home. Kopim say we benyi kakra. Enti me say o say home. Kopim how many months na me say be 1 month. Ti o say yan ko ye letter. Na me see you enti letter no ye kwa akoye no. Na misa dream say Eddie na se sadia mebo modin ase menya obi obebu amahwe no nipa na amakonya no zu no so no beji 250 a month menya bi wen menya 250 wen asana baby hu ni amani de ebehia no.
That was a big shock. This meant that Rebecca would have to go back to Ward 11, the very place she dreaded.
You are saying now,
At this point, the nurses in charge of the ward, Alberta, Bosco, Chumesi Ankra, was worried. She had regrets of letting Rebecca bond with the baby.
When she was here, she threatened taking the baby away with her. And then the baby's safety will become a problem. And because even though she is not here, the baby is under my care as well as that of my staff. So I will be responsible for the baby should anything happen to the baby. So with her aggressive nature, we are scared. We don't know what she can do to her baby that can put us all in danger.
At this point, the doctors had to convince her to take the final injection before going home. Except that this injection was a sedative.
So the IV, what will show that you are in the vein?
She became drowsy, As we walked back to the ward with nurses guarding and holding Rebecca, she kept looking back to see that one thing that made her smile again, her baby.
I feel we've not been fair. we've not been fair because in the first place, we convinced her that she was going home with the baby. Then all of a sudden, we had to change. We had to change. It's not like changing. We actually lied to her in one way or the other. But we wanted, we wanted to get what we want done. As in, we wanted to get she, coming closer to the baby, and then we getting the necessary information to facilitate any kind of help in one way or the other. So I felt, bad in one way or the other, but we can also blame ourselves in all this.
Ward 11 was home once again to Rebecca. Just when the gate shut behind her, I felt a sharp pain in my heart, the pain of deceit. But just 24 hours after she was taken back into her ward, Rebecca managed to abscond.
They will live on your blind side or try to escape when you are not aware of their plans. But ideally, we don't want our services to be restricted like a prison. We want to be as friendly and as open as possible so that you are free to walk in and you are free to talk about wanting to go home. Sometimes we try to engage you to make you exercise patience and all, but sometimes you are not. Sometimes you are successful, other times you are not. But you don't want a situation where the individual will get hurt in the process.
This situation puts the nurses taking care of the baby in a state of fear. They spent the whole night guarding the baby in a different room. They feared Rebecca would come and attack them.
So at night, I have 3 night nurses on duty. At the point when one is going to rest, the nurse rests with the baby in the resting room. So that's how we've been keeping the baby from that day on. He's no longer left here because we are afraid the mother might come for him.
Ever since Rebecca became mentally challenged, the Adenta Municipal Assembly had been using part of its district assembly's common fund to cater for her. The director of Social Welfare Department of the municipality, Divine Ezogbe, got in touch with Rebecca's aunt to beg them to rescind their decision to give out the baby.
To be frank with you, they have given of all their best. As I'm speaking, they are in my office to do other things in respect of Rebecca's case. It's almost always like that. But for the first encounter, sometimes becomes a battle. But it takes the social worker to exhibit all the skills and the profession to win them to assist in attending to the clients, because sometimes the clients need the relatives to recover. It's not only the medication that helps. In some cases, if they are vagrants, we do tracing, the family tracing. And when we get the family, they come on board most of the time. In some few cases, that's why they don't care. But when they refuse, we bring in the law. Sometimes when you explain the law, especially the Mental Health Act, their portion to them, they wake up and they begin to cope.
But she still stood by her decision not to cater for Rebecca again.
And when your son daddy grant yankasa sata mpona onyim baby we a wawo no fleshing or the grant by a fee ye was talk it we bi a ton yama kakra bi wo e konwa bi a ye tonton ni printing printer kitikiti bi a ye ton wa be twetwem printer 250 e konwa kitu wa twetwe ni nyina wa sei no enti se enu na mi ka se ano se ye di baby no mami na me di no kofia obepa mi so enti last ye ba hapo na mi ka se wa wo na ma ba no man ko word ho mi pese o hu mi onya hu mi obeka se baby no ma be fa baby na ko enti de enti a mi si omo di baby no ma mi de kwa obeba mi so eno no.
According to the Mental Health Act 2012, care for mentally ill patients is supposed to be free. But as it stands, patients have to pay. Director for Pantine Hospital, Dr. Frank Benin, says this deters many families from bringing their relatives to receive care.
When you look at the law, mental health service is meant to be free. Okay, and we all know that there is nothing free on this earth. The days of manna raining down is long gone. So free means that somebody has to pay for it. Who has to pay for it? Okay. Currently, as it is, it's central government that has to pay for it. So there are 3 main psychiatric hospitals. Then we have the district units. The service should present a budget to government, and then as and when government deems it fit, it will give you something little. We've had years that we didn't get anything. I would say in the last 2 years it hasn't been bad. This year there were first quarter releases, we got something, but it's woefully inadequate. Because if I need about a budget of about 26 million, okay, to be able to run the hospital properly, and then all I get will be something less than $1 million for the whole year, then really, I mean, I'm seriously handicapped. Okay, so you know what you wish to do. You have a program for the year in place. Okay, and you know these are the things you need to do to be able to provide the good quality service that Ghanaians so deserve. But unfortunately, you are not being able to do it because what you need to be able to do it is not forthcoming.
The 3 hospitals providing mental health care across the country have over the years been surviving on the benevolence of philanthropists and suppliers. Government only releases funds to the various mental health institutions after threats are issued to release patients onto the streets.
La 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 la.